even if I feel emotional, I ain't even sure. Like,
why not?
I just ain't. I learned a lot of this from prison. Like, I was hurt in prison before. Like, just the whole time I'm in jail, to the point I just like, this life, this what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever this message may find you. Lips dry. It's your girl G's Louise. I had to get on here because when I watched this video, it bothered me. And, you know, I've had a lot of my family members do prison time, right? I grew up with a desensitized father, okay? And when you have that as your example, right? As growing up as a young girl, if your father feels like how little baby feels, it's like, I can't feel nothing. So if he's numb and he can't feel nothing, how can he feel anything for you and then reciprocate it or give it or show it? And it's like, when I say this hurts my feelings, it really hurts my feelings to the core, fellas, that we as women, like, we're in almost desperate need of love and affection, right? You're over there in desperate need of love and affection. And it's like you masking it, and everybody's acting like they don't need it, they don't want it. You know, it's like somebody shows you love, you don't know how to receive it. You know? When a man goes to prison and he's without the things that he loves or he feels like he needs, or, you know, there's just a huge lack in place. Like, they mentally, some do, some don't, but some mentally prepare themselves as they sit in the county or as they're out on bond and they're awaiting their sentencings or waiting to see the outcome. As they're gathering up, you know, their dollars to pay the lawyer. The lawyer makes them feel like their livelihood is in their hands, which it is in their hands, but it's ultimately up to the judge. And you know, if you're spiritual, you believe in God, there is a higher power that can move that sentencing any which way, right? According to your heart or where you stand, or, you know, what lessons you need to learn. But either way, our guys, they go away. And sometimes, you know, they don't come back the same as what we remembered. Sometimes they come back worse. You know, sometimes they come back better. But either way, they are desensitized. And I could feel it in my core when I watched this video. He said, I was hurt so much in prison. Like, it's like, even with women, they like numb to the niggas that's broken dragging them. You know what I'm saying? They numb to it. Why are we numb to all of this? This hurt. Like, people live some real savage lifestyles, and then you wonder why they are the way they are. They had to adapt. They had to be this certain way in order to make it through. But those are the habits that I talk about that we need to overcome. The things that we have developed, they are defense mechanisms. Defense mechanisms against our lifestyle. Our hurts. When you've been hurt so much and you've been broken so much, sometimes you can't feel nothing no more. And that's not good. I remember my dad said he had to go or whatever. He left, right? He left the city. He said he'll be back. He didn't make it back, right? So 8 years go by. You know, I learned how to live without him. It's like we all do. We all live without whatever. It's like, especially if you don't have no say so over it, is what it is. It's over with, right? So I go to find him and I go see him, right? And I never forget. Now, my dad at this time had to be probably in his 60s, maybe. And it had to be because he was right before he got sentenced. But he literally, like, I surprised him. I popped up on him. He didn't even know I lived there. I mean, I knew where he lived or anything like that. So I pop up on him, right? And I remember his reaction was like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? That's the type of reaction that I got. Like, what are you doing here? And I just like hurt. Like, I felt funny. Like, I'm standing at the door. It's just like when you go knock on a nigga door. Of course, if you come unexpected to a nigga house, you might get, the cold shoulder. It's expected. I don't do that, but I did it with my dad, right? And he gave me the cold shoulder. And I remember feeling like hurt because he wouldn't even let me in the door. He was just standing there. It was as if I was fucking him and he had another bitch in the house. Like, that's literally, my mom can tell you, that's exactly how it went down. He had the door cracked and everything. So I'm like, so you're not going to let me in the door? You know what I'm saying? I'm your daughter. He like, oh, hey, baby, like, just acting crazy. And he like, hold on. So he shuts the door and leaves me outside. So I'm like, I drove, I don't know, 4 hours to come see him. And, I felt like rejected. I felt a whole lot of feelings, right? So I just was like, fuck it. I'm going to leave. You know what I'm saying? That's another hurt. So number one, that's a hurt that I just was going to sweep under the rug, which I actually not was going to. I did. I swept it under the rug and I acted like it was nothing. I acted like it was nothing. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go. Whatever, he don't want to see me, he don't want to see me, right? So, then on the other hand, you got him. thinking, I don't want my daughter to see me like this. I'm in the streets. I'm a drug, he's a drug dealer and he did drugs. So it's like he didn't want me to see him in his element, and he was confused on why I was there. So he trying to process the fact that his daughter, his baby girl, is outside his house, and his house is the trap house. So I'm not really catching on to none of that because I'm over here just worried about how I feel. And, it's like we're all broken. And I could go on with this story, but he chased me down like a nigga do. Like, hey, you come back. I didn't know. You just popped up on me, And this is a grown man. This is my father. So if he don't know how to handle stuff, what makes us think these niggas think that they know how to handle a woman? And then we're still little girls that are broken, and we're trying to figure out how to stand and really be mature in our emotions, even though we have matured in other ways, and we have held down forts and held down businesses, and we've done a lot, ladies. But on the other hand, we're still immature, very immature emotionally, and there's a lot of men out there that are very, very, very confused about what they want, and they don't know how to express themselves emotionally. They live in a movie. Like, everybody lives Instagram famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's being honest about how they really feel. So let's take these things into consideration before trying to become in union with one another. Let's take a good look on the inside and realize that our men have been desensitized. So what is the answer here? For the ones that are ready or want to, you help them, guide them into to really getting to feel what they feel, and let them know it's okay to feel it. It's okay. It's okay. Guide them. If they don't want to be guided, you leave them where they're at. But I'm just saying, if they're open and they're willing, open it. Open up the conversation. Open up the door. Give a space that's free for them to express and unravel all those broken moments that they have, all those hurts, those times that they really felt like those times where you feel hurt and then you just be like, well, I'm straight or I'm good, but you're really not. You're really not. Like, I really was not good when my daddy left me standing at the door. Like I was somebody, like he just left me standing at the door. And I just never forget it. Like, he broke my heart so many times. But he didn't know. He didn't even know. God rest his soul. He is gone now, but he never knew. I think he knew towards the end, because I remember before he passed, he called me and he expressed himself to the best of his ability. It still wasn't in depth because I don't think he knew how to do that. My dad had did plenty of bids, not just one, not two, plenty. And so the pain that I feel when I hear Lil Baby say things like what he said in that video, it hits me different than it would somebody who hasn't experienced it? Like, I haven't been to prison, no, but I've experienced being the significant other or the sister or the daughter of someone. And thank God I was never the mother of someone who has served time in prison. I don't ever want to experience that. So, knock on wood for that. But yeah, it really is a subject that is overlooked. And our mental health is very important. Very important. And there are a lot of things that you and I sweep under the rug, and we find ways to cope with these hurts by either creating unhealthy habits or becoming very cold, desensitized. You know, there are defense mechanisms that we develop over time. And I just think that they go unnoticed, and it's almost, a lot of them have even become normal. You know, we have nervous issues, like people that maybe bite the inside of their mouth, or they might bite their cuticles, they bite their fingernails, they smoke, they grit their teeth. My dad used to grit his teeth when he'd get mad. Like, there's things that we develop. We unknowingly do this, right? And sometimes, most times, whatever habits that we develop, they cause down the line significant health, mental and physical health issues. You know, you could create a whole scenario and be in denial about a whole thing that happened to you. And, you know, it's amazing what our minds can do. You know, there's things that's happened to me where I literally was like, I'm over that. I'm good, but I'm not, you know, because there's things like watching a video like that, or looking at a movie, or just there's anything can trigger it because you never really dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. That's the thing. It could be anything. It could be a person. It could be, you know, a relationship, another relationship that has a different whole nother relationship. Like, you know, recently I had a triggering encounter with another person where it triggered stuff, and I'm like, I'm over this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, because I mean, I literally I had dreams, and it was triggering me some kind of way. You know what I mean? So it was bringing it back up. Like, it was almost like post-traumatic syndrome. Literally, that's like the best way to describe it. So I can just imagine, like, being in prison and, like, whatever things I've seen or done or heard or went through, and me coming through my day-to-day life, and then there's like little triggers or little things that happen in your brain, and you know, again, we sweep these under the rug. We're like, man, I'm straight, there's nothing wrong with me. But it's not necessarily saying something's wrong with you. And a lot of us don't like to get diagnoses or whatever, but even if you do get a diagnosis, there's still a natural way to deal with it. And it takes work, and it takes facing those issues, and kind of like feeling everything and not acting like it's not a thing. Doesn't make you weak, you know, to say that you're going through these things, or you identify with them, you know. So I don't want to make this too long, but our mental health is very important. And we need to tend to it. And we do not need to sweep things under the rug, because they are actually there. And even though they're under the rug, they're still there. Till next time. Till next time. I wish you peace, health, wealth, and the time to enjoy them all. I love y'all.
I don't know too many people that are going to go assassinate someone at 17.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know guys like this growing up.
Yeah. Shit, my co-defendant killed 9 people. Fuck.
He got convicted of that?
And admitted to it.
Wait.
He was 15.
Okay, wait. So the murder charges that you beat,
Yeah.
you're the co-defendant.
Yeah.
And he was found guilty, you were found innocent.
Yeah.
Over the same case.
Yeah.
Did he take the stand at all?
He took the stand on me. For me though.
On your behalf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And
he got me indicted, but when it's time for
What
court,
do you mean he got you indicted? Explain.
He got me indicted. He said
you did it.
Yeah.
And then he changed his